Okay. Question number 3, let's go directly. This is again your YouTube content creator. I'm a singer, eternal voice. Okay. Question number 1, 2, 3, number 4, right? So, a 2,400 kilogram satellite orbit the Earth. No, satellite orbits the Earth at an altitude of 2.8 times 10 to the 6 meter. First question, what is the orbital speed of the satellite? What is the kinetic energy of the satellite? Okay? So, if this is the Earth, so guys, your identification about gravitational force, it involves satellite, like that, planets, Earth, in the universe, something like that, okay? So, this is the Earth, okay? And then, satellite, it looks like electromagnetic wave, right? This is your satellite here. Okay, and then satellite, and this is the Earth, capital E and capital S. Okay, and this orbits the Earth. So this is the orbit of the Earth, and the satellite will go here at the orbit, right? Okay, altitude. So the altitude of the satellite to the Earth is gonna be here. Okay. So this is gonna be h. Okay. And then you have the radius here of the Earth is equal to r. Right? Capital R lang. Okay. It depends on you. Or small letter r. It depends on you. Okay. So small letter r lang siya. Okay. What is the orbital speed of the satellite? So you have the mass. This mass is for the satellite, right? Mass of the satellite is 2,400 kilogram. Okay? Ganon. So this is your satellite. So your satellite will be following the centripetal force, right? It's gonna be like that. Okay? It's gonna be centripetal force of the satellite is equals to mass of the satellite, okay, times the velocity of the satellite raised to the power 2, okay, mv on the radius, capital R, okay, here. So capital R will be R plus H, so this is going to be R plus H. Look at the drawing so that you will understand, okay? Ganon. Okay, so you have the mass for the satellite here. Oh, ganon. And then you need to compute the velocity of the satellite, the Vs. So you still have the Fs, which is the satellite force or the centripetal force. Okay, so you need to equal that to the gravitational force of the Earth. It's gonna be satellite, centripetal force of the satellite is equal to the gravitational force of the Earth. Ganon. So ms pila o 2,400 kilogram. So times Vs, velocity of the satellite is to the power 2. Okay. Radius of the Earth, how much? The radius of the Earth, actually guys, this is, you have to memorize this one because this is done experimentally. Okay, so in science there are standards to be memorized that you don't have to compute that over and over again because it is reflected experimentally from the past scientists and it's in the table of the textbooks. Okay, kasi yung paki-paki, mabuang na lang mo. So you need to memorize this one. Good if it is given, but if not given, problem. So this is constant. The radius of the Earth is 6.38 times 10 to the 6 meter. Okay, from the equator. You know, the Earth and the equator is the center, right? And then we have the longitude, altitude, like that. And the radius, okay? Then 6.38 times 10 to the 6. So how much is this? Wait for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.38. 6,380,000 meter. So how many? What's this in kilometer? Okay. So divided by 1,000. Divided by 1,000, right? So 3 threes. It's gonna be 6,380 kilometer. So how many in miles? So 1 mile is 3.08 kilometer, right? 1 mile is 3.08 kilometer. This is according to my brain cells. I memorized that before. So 1 mile is equals to 3.08 kilometer. And you have also 1 mile is equals to 5,280 feet. Okay? So this 1 mile is equals to 3.08 kilometer is not so common, but it's acceptable. Some already memorized this already. Okay? But you need to have complete package in your memorization. So you need to take the feet, you have to take the kilometer para pasok sa banga. So we say 1 mile is equals to 3.08 kilometer. 1 mile is equals to 5,280 feet. Okay, so how many miles is the radius of the Earth? So from kilometer. So 3.08 kilometer divided by 1 mile. Like this. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So you can compute, okay, from feet to kilometer, kilometer to meter, blah, blah, so on. So, okay, if you know the standards. Okay? So, ang atong tema ng higay na, you need to remember that the radius of the Earth from the equator is 6.380. Okay, times 10 to the 6 meters. Okay, so we need to put that here, right? So, it's gonna be like capital R is equal to this one, the radius of the Earth is 6.38 times 10 to the 6. Some books reflect 6.4 times 10 to the 6. It's just okay, round up lang siya. Okay, plus the height, which is the altitude of the satellite from the Earth. This one, 2.8 times 10 to the 6. Okay, so be careful in this problem, guys, ha? Because some students, some examiners will use directly this altitude as your radius. This is not yet. Okay? Because the gravitational force is from the center of two masses. Okay, masses of the satellite and the Earth. So center is here man siya talaga. Okay, so you need to take the radius pa. Okay? Get the point. So ano siya? So 6.38 times 10 to the 6 times 2.8. Oh, para siya exponent. Pasok sa banga. Okay, so 6.38 times 2.8 is gonna be 811, charat. 9.18 times 10 to the 6. I add directly because we have the same exponent. I don't use the calculator. Okay, if not the same exponent, then I have to use the calculator. So this is your R, substitute that here. So you have now 9.18 times 10 to the 6 equal to the gravitational force, right? G, or 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11. And then capital M or small letter m is up to you as long as this is the mass of the Earth. Okay, mass of the Earth times the mass of the satellite also is 2,400 kilogram. Okay, and then this is over r squared. Okay, distance squared. So r squared, ano na siya ang r? Kari siya. Okay, karing r sa radius sa Earth. Okay? Iganda po yung mga palangga kung dito because this is for the Earth man siya. This is for the satellite and this is for the Earth, right? So if it is for the Earth, you use the radius which is 6.38 times 10 to the 6. Tama ba? Yeah. Okay. If you draw, it will help to analyze, ha? Okay. So the radius of the Earth, gravitational force is man siya, karga man siya ng R. Okay? So small letter R siya, so R squared. O, diba? Ganon. So wala siya yung velocity squared equals to cross multiplication. So it's gonna be 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11 times the mass of the satellite, 2,400 kilogram, okay, over times 10 to the 18 pa siya because cross man, okay, and then over the mass of the satellite over 6.38 times 10 to the 6. The mass of the satellite will be cancelled because it's just the same figure. Actually, guys, when you compute this one, you don't have to put also the mass of the satellite because it's the same. You can cancel out this one. So you need to say, even though you don't mention the mass of the satellite, you can still answer this question. Because it will be cancelled from the left to the right. See? Here. What I mean, even though the satellite mass is unknown, you can still compute for the radius of the Earth and the total, distance of the satellite to the Earth. Okay, get the point? Ganon. So, tricky siya, di ba? Because sometimes you have to wait. You need to wait for the mass in order you can compute. Kaloka. But actually, it's not. Okay? Ganon. So, 6.67 exponent 11 divided by 6.38. But take note, we have still the mass of the Earth. Right? Yeah. Okay, the mass of the Earth, again, experimental also, based on the previous scientist. Okay, we have, 5.97 times 10 to the 24 kilogram. You have also to memorize this, guys. Okay? Grabe. Okay? So you need to memorize. Sa ganito, the radius of the Earth, 6.38 times 10 to the 6. The mass of the Earth, 5.97 times 10 to the 24. Anyhow, most of the times it will be given. Okay? But since there are stupid questions, don't put these values because it's understood that the students know this already. That's why they don't put. You get the point? So it will add complexity of the problem because you assume that there must be a given, but actually the question tells us that you memorized this already. So this is the most dangerous part of problem solving if you take the board examination because there are a lot of things to be understood and you need to wait that to be mentioned in the problem. But actually, it is expected that you know that already. Just like this, okay? You don't know the mass of the Earth, but you can compute that solving the value here. So if you don't know the mass of the Earth, you cannot solve the velocity of the satellite. Okay? For example, if you put satellite GMA 7, what is the velocity from the Earth? You can compute already by this concept. You can also compute for the frequency. How much frequency that the GMA 7 delivers and the ADS7 frequency. You can compute because, frequency is the reverse of the time or period. And you know also that the velocity or the frequency is equals to circumference, right? Circumference times the frequency. Gano'n, di ba? Oh. Okay, ayan ka. Oh my gosh. Velocity is equals to 2 pi radian times the frequency. You can compute for that frequency. Okay? If you know the velocity. Okay? Since you can compute the velocity in this manner, then you can compute for the frequency. How much frequency that the TV network can deliver. Okay? But actually, the frequency will be known directly because of the number of days. 24 hours, like that. So you can compute for the T, right? And then T is the reverse of frequency. You can compute directly even though you don't know the velocity. You get the point? Anak siya. Okay? Okay. Frequency is the reverse of the period man siya. It is, one period is equals to one revolution. Right? One revolution in a 360 degrees circular orbit, because that is a satellite. It will rotate in an orbit or a circular motion. Ganon. Okay, so, gano'n siya. Then the mass of the Earth, ikarga pag yun mo siya. So, okay. Ana siya, guys. Okay. So, nagkakalag timan. Okay, 6.9.80. Matagin siya magawas, guys. Okay, lisod siya. Thanks, kayo. Huwag yun nagawa sa among board exam. We don't have kind of question like this in the board examination, as far as I can remember. Okay. 9.18 exponent to the 6. It looks like complex kasi, right? Times 6.67 exponent to the negative 11 times 97 exponent to the 24 divided is equals to divided by 6. Oh my gosh! Too much exponent, nakakaloka. 9.18 exponent to the 6, right? times 6.67 exponent to the negative 11 times, oh my gosh, 5.97 exponent to the 24, oh gosh, divided by 6.38 exponent to the 6. So your velocity is 5.73 rate. Oh, let's still square up because it's still 6 square up. Okay, you still have to square up this portion all. Okay? Square up, kailangan raise to the power 2. Square up pa siya. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2.4 times 10 to the 7 meter per second. So meaning to say, the speed of your satellite is less than the speed of light. So what is the speed of light? According to Albert Einstein, the theory of relativity. If you can still remember, right? So many things to remember, guys, huh? Okay, it is a theory through time and space by Albert Einstein. So the velocity is 3.0 times 10 exponential to the 8 meter per second. Since you have 2.4 times 10 to the 7 meter per second of your velocity of your satellite, then the velocity of the satellite is less than the speed of light. The same as also with the principle of the speed of sound, when you hear a sound, right, is less than also with the speed of light. The speed of light is too huge. So exponent 8 siya. Standard, okay? Like that. There's no standard for the sound, it's experimental. Okay? You get the point, the electromagnetic sound waves. Okay? You get the point. So here in the sound, in the radio, in the television, so it, of course, common sense because you can hear directly, but the speed of light is too fast. Okay? Ganun siya. So, mali mong kuan, 2.4 times. So, ano siya, it's acceptable. Okay? Ganun. If it will be more than 3 times 8 meters per second, your answer will be wrong. Because it can never be happening that the speed of sound and the speed of the satellite is more than the speed of light. So, meaning your answer is wrong. If it will more than exponent 8. Okay, theory. It will never deviate the theory. Okay, you get the point. Something like that. So, second question. What is the kinetic energy? Oh my gosh. Di ba ang taray, still the kinetic energy is also being linked with this kind of question. Okay? So, kinetic energy, mga palangga kong hitag, kinetic energy is equals to 1/2 mv squared. So, what is the kinetic energy of the satellite? Be careful. It is the kinetic energy of the satellite you are computing. It's not the kinetic energy of the Earth. Okay? So you will use the mass of the satellite, not the mass of the Earth. Things like it, you have to be extra careful. Huh? Okay, so 1/2, then the mass of the satellite is 2,400. Then the velocity of the satellite is 2.4, in which we get that already, times 10 to the 7 meter per second to the power 2, and your kinetic energy will be how much? Ganon. Okay, so 2.4 exponential. Wait, okay. Exponential to the 7 raised to the power 2 is equal to, nakakaloka. Okay. Oh, really? So it's gonna be 5.76 to the 14. Pendas rule, algebra. Dito mo pataka akin. Masaya ka itong answer ko itang para sa Pendas rule. Times 10 to the 14. Okay, Pendas rule, you need to multiply first the 1 up to the 2,400. Okay? So, 2,400 divided by 2, mga palangga kong hitag. Then, times 5.76 exponential. What's that? Exponential to the 14. Kaharap ng agi, oy. 2.4 exponential 7, right? 14. Okay, times 1,200, right? Okay. So you have kinetic energy of 3.98. 3.98 kinetic energy. So this is joule. Because this is Newton meter. Okay? So So this is the answer for letter D. Di ba? Ganun now, if I have to have a wild imagination, again, I will try to ask myself, what is the potential energy? Let's assume I added the question. So how can I compute for the potential energy of the satellite? Well, I will say, what is the height of the satellite from the equator? So you will, oh, how can I compute the height from the equator? Height already, it's not the altitude, it's not the radius. Height, meaning vertical. So meaning I am referring to the longitude. Okay, if this is the Earth, so this is the equator. From here to here is the longitude, right? Longitude, ganon. This latitude. Okay? So ana na yun. So potential energy is equals to the mass of the satellite, okay, times the height of the satellite times the acceleration due to gravity. Makuha din ako ang height of the satellite because I have the mass of the satellite and I have the acceleration due to gravity, and assume that this will be in equilibrium with each other. So you will say potential energy is equal to your kinetic energy. So you will use the value of your kinetic energy to put that here in your potential energy and still use the mass of your satellite and your gravity. Then you can compute for the longitude or the height of the satellite. See, things like, di ba? Pwede ka mag-add-add ng mga equation, mga question. Okay, ito po yung mga talaga kong hitad. Yeah. Okay. Then we try also to compute what is the acceleration. What is the acceleration of the satellite? Ano na yun? Acceleration is equal to the velocity of your satellite na kanina mo nakuha. Right? Velocity of the satellite over the time. So, is there any time reciprocal? Yeah, because it is, one rotation is equal to 24 hours or 1 day in a rotation to the Earth of a satellite. Okay? That is standard, 24 hours or 1 day. So, you can compute for the T, 24 hours, velocity na siya 3 meters per second. So, convert the hour into second. It will become 8,640. Memorization only. I memorized because 3,600 seconds, it's gonna be 24 hours. I'm not really that sure. Okay? 3,600 seconds. Okay? I think this is gonna be, nakakaloka. So, let's say, 24 hours, 1 hour, 60 minutes, then 1 minute, 60 seconds. Okay? Okay, 1 hour is equals to 3,600 seconds. Okay, now you say that 24 hours is equal to 8,640, I think so. Okay, ako hindi memorize but I have to prove if it is correct my memorization. Okay, so 3,600 times, maybe I may memory fails, right? 24. Nakakaloka. Okay, nakakaloka times 24. Yes, perfect. 86,400. Okay, anahan na lang guys, i-memorize na lang siya daan na 24 hours or 1 day is equal to 86,400 seconds. Okay, anahan na lang dito. Okay, then 1 hour is equals to 3,600 seconds. Because minute to seconds are very easy. Okay, no need. Even to the grade 1 student can answer that one. How many seconds in 1 minute? Okay, how many minutes in 1 hour? So forget that one. Go to the more complex. So you will say, how many seconds in 1 hour? So that is 3,600 seconds. How many seconds in 24 hours in 1 day? It's gonna be 86,400 seconds. Okay, so you need to equate, to take parallelism between the seconds and the hour. Forget the minutes, okay? Go to directly the hours and seconds. So let's say 1 day, 24 hours. How many seconds? 86,400. 1 hour. 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds. Then you don't have to compute for how many days for an hour. You can also compute for that. Mga point something siya. Nakakaloka, diba? Kaya ni anak mong ko. Di ba, naanak mo, good correction, proportion. Ano ba, naanak ko nga, 24 hours is equals to 86,400 seconds. And this is for 1 day. Right? And I said also 1 hour, right? 1 hour is equals to 3,600 seconds. Then how many days? So this is x. So you will say ratio proportion 1 over x or 1 is to x is equals to 24 over 1. Ganon? Hours mo na siya. Oh, di 24. Oh, di ba? So, in 24 hours, how many day? Oh, 1 day man siya. Oh, ganan. Di ba? Nakakaloka. So, your x will be like this. Oh, nakakaloka. So, ano lang siya, guys? Okay? Mag-ratio and proportion na ka anang higayuna. Or pwede sa para sa kana, 86,400 seconds is to 1 day. Because 1 day is 24 hours, so 1 day yung ka. Day may hindi pangita. 3,600 is equals to x, which is the day. So ratio proportion, so 3,600 over x is equals to 86,400 over 1. So you can compute also how many days in 1 hour. Di ba ang day, 24 hour naman na siya, but you still have to compute for how many day in 1 hour. Nakakaloka. So, okay, I have to compute. So 3,600 divided by 86,400. So there is 0.0 for 1 day. So point lang siya. 0.0 for today. Okay, a portion of your 24 hours is only 0.0 for today. Okay, yung day, singular, because it doesn't reach to 1 day. Less than 1 day. In English, less than 1 or less than 2 is singular. As I say, 0.0 for 1 day, not days. Okay, ganon. So, everything can be computed, right? Yes. Any questions so far? This type of question, di ba? Ang imo yung lumanin, hindi yun ang mga palangga. Ang hitad. Ana lang. Wait. So, the mass of the Earth, 5.27 times 10 to the 24. The radius of the Earth, 6.38 times 10 to the 6 meter. Ganon. Okay, so with this alone you can compute. Okay, even though this will not be given in a problem. Okay, ganon siya. Basta mga orbit, satelit, chuba-chuchu, guys, use the centripetal force in the equation. No other centripetal force equation equated to the gravitational force equation by Isaac Newton. I think. Yeah, this is Newton's law. Newton is very brilliant because actually he has also the 3 laws of motion. At the same time, he has also the gravitational force law in the universe. The same as Albert Einstein, right? The theory of relativity and the theory of special relativity. There's a difference between the theory of relativity and theory of special relativity. Okay, and take down that, make a research what's the difference for that. Okay, because the theory of relativity is very easy. E is equals to mc squared only, which is E is the energy of the object, mass of the object, and C is the velocity of light, which is 3 times 10 to the 8 meter per second. So I told you, if it will be more than this, then your speed of sound is wrong. Because the speed of sound is always lesser than the speed of light. Okay? Ganon. Any questions so far? Nakakaloka. Okay? So we need to say the lightning is very fast. Lightning, if you see the lightning on the sky, it's very fast compared to you hear a sound. Before it will be absorbed to your ear. So it's quick, very quick. You can see immediately rather than hearing music. Okay? How can we prove? It's already proven by our scientists before. Okay? Ganon. Any questions so for mga palangga community? If you like this video, you can click the notification bell for some news updates of I Am a Singer, Eternal Voice, and you can subscribe also my YT channel if you want. And you can, share this also to your sons and daughters for the physics subjects of your daughters and sons, and if you can help them also, okay? And then, if you're studying in physics today, then this will be a guide for you, okay? Something like that. Okay, see you later for another 2 na lang siya. Then tomorrow we'll be going to another topic, ha? Okay. So as much as we can, we will not be stagnant to one topic. We need to go to another topic. Okay, like that. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. But before anything else, before we end this live streaming, I will say, remember that Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. God bless everybody.